What's up, YouTube? You are here with Coffee with Bassquatch, volume number 6. Today is going to be a little different. Today's going to be a lot different. So, I was going to do a raffle drawing today, but like I said in the last episode, we did not have enough people sign up yet, and I want to have a good amount of people for this raffle because I'm trying to give away like 5 items. Not just one item, but like 4 or 5 items. So I haven't been posting stuff about the raffle, and that's my fault. I apologize, but I've been going like 20 miles an hour. So today's gonna be a lot different. So here's the mug I chose to use today because this is the kind of mood I'm in. If it's backwards on your screen, it says, "We live." I can't even read it sideways. We live in the era of smartphones and stupid people. And unfortunately, this is way too true lately. So, let's do something a little different here. Let's not sit down. And let's do one of these things. So, we're just going to do like a real view here. Instead of having the backdrop where I'm just sitting down and talking to you guys and drinking my coffee like I always do. Let me adjust this. Hold on. There we go. Oh wait, it's a little high because I'm short. Hold on. So I'm trying to use a tripod here, and I'm going to try to adjust this correctly. There we go. So we're going to have a chat instead of sitting down and talking and getting nothing accomplished and me ranting and raving about fishing all day. Let's have a little talk about everything else. So, there's a few things that I wanted to spread out here. So, this is going to be a lot more of a personal conversation. Notice how I'm not wearing a hat today. That was like a conscious decision, even though my hair is like ridiculous. I purposely didn't put a hat on today because I don't want any talk about brands today. I don't want to talk about anything to do with anything normal, at least for a little bit. So, a few personal things I wanted to bring up and talk about because they're on my mind, and this is kind of like my podcast to talk and for you guys to get to know a little bit more about me. I'm trying to turn this thing straight. So, the last couple days, probably the last like 4 or 5 days, it's been like, I'm not sure what's been going on, but it's been incredibly hectic and stressful and just a whole lot going on. I think it's like the end of the fishing season, so maybe it's like the wintertime depression kicking in. Maybe it's all the planning for next season and all the traveling I'm doing and everything I'm setting up for next year that I know is going to be, it's going to be very tough. It's going to be a very hectic year, so I don't know what it is. Maybe it's that, but I've been extremely stressed out lately. My anxiety has been through the roof. I do suffer from like severe anxiety, and that's part of the reason why I'm always so hyper and why I talk so much, because I stay up super late and I get up early and I just go 100% all day, and that's what keeps me distracted and keeps my anxiety toned down a little bit. So this week has been a little different, where this week has been just, it's kind of like a blur. It's just been a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, a lot of hustling, a lot of rushing, and oh man, this is good coffee though. And it's been a lot going on. So either way, so I've been trying some different ways to stress relieve, and fishing has always been one of them. And so when I was a kid, like when I was, elementary, middle school, I had anxiety and depression already, and I already had symptoms of it. My parents tried giving me help and medication and therapy and everything they could when I was a kid, and none of it really seemed to work. But I've played hockey since I was 3 years old. So this is my 31st year playing hockey. So if you guys do the math here, I'll be 34 coming up soon, in March. So not soon, like 5 months or whatever, 4 months, 5 months. But so I've been playing hockey my entire life. Hockey has always been a thing that's been constant since as young as I can remember me being. Hockey was always in my life. It was always there. So hockey was always a good stress reliever for me because it's a physical sport. It requires a lot of focus. It requires a lot of practice. It requires a lot of time, a lot of energy. So you don't have a whole lot of energy or time to put in other things like being being by yourself and just having anxiety, I guess. So when I was a kid, hockey always helped me. When I got a little bit older, hockey wasn't enough. I mean, then real world kicked in. Like, when you become a teenager, one distraction isn't enough. And this is before cell phones. This is before internet was popular. There was no YouTube. There was no Facebook. There wasn't even MySpace yet. I mean, I used the Paint program on my computer, and that's pretty much all I could do on a computer back then. So I didn't have a lot of distractions, so I tried to look for other things. So I started doing martial arts, I started wrestling, I started looking into combat sports, and by the time I hit high school, I was pretty convinced that I wanted to take it further. So I wrestled all through high school, I did freestyle wrestling after high school, and it still wasn't enough. I was still chasing that adrenaline, I was chasing something that would distract me even more. So I was going through all the motions and trying to figure out what would distract me more and what would allow me, I'm still talking even though I'm covering the phone up, what would allow me to find an escape from my anxiety and my depression and my stress and everything like that. So I started doing mixed martial arts. So after high school ended, I started doing judo, jiu-jitsu, did more wrestling, and it took me probably, 18... I gotta do some math here, which isn't always my best thing to do. So it took me probably about, I'd say, 5 or 6 years of training before I realized I wanted to start competing. I wanted to start cage fighting. I wanted to start seeing if I was as good as I thought I was in training in real life. And, you know, when you lock yourself in a cage with another person that wants to beat you up, you get tested. So I got addicted immediately. I started having fights every weekend. I started scheduling fights anywhere I could. I trained 5 days a week, 6 days a week, as much as my body could possibly take. I had to have time to heal between fights, but it was usually only like a week, and it was training that week for the next fight. And that took over my life for a long time, where anytime I had anxiety or stress or anything, I would go to the gym. And it was every day. It was like an addiction. I was so in love with going to the gym and training and getting better and learning. So I started competing. I started doing more serious fighting, and I decided to buy a bar and restaurant when I was 25, and that would require me to stop fighting and stop training because it was 18 to 20 hours a day of being at the bar and running the business, and I couldn't also handle being injured and running a bar at the same time. So either way, I had to quit doing mixed martial arts. I started coaching and training and all that stuff. I already had a fight team I was running that I was kind of helping teach newer guys in the sport and get them exposed to some sponsors that I had and get them exposed to some of the trainers I used, stuff like that. And then when I got rid of the bar, that was in 2010 or 2011-ish, I got rid of the bar and I started teaching kickboxing again. And I had to go back to my distraction. So I went back to kickboxing. I started teaching kickboxing, self-defense. I kind of found a part of it that I really liked that I never did before, and that was teaching self-defense to women and making them feel more empowered and in better shape and healthier. So I started doing that. So I did that for a couple years too, like 2 or 3 years. I did private lessons for kickboxing, self-defense. 99% of my students were all women, and I loved making them feel empowered and making them realize that they can be strong and they can beat the living crap out of anybody, man or woman, if they put their mind to it. So I did that, and then I stopped doing that. Then I had to find another distraction. So I started my new business, which was Rusted Hammer Creations, which most of you guys know that I do, and that's like reclaimed wood, industrial steel work. I've been in metalwork and woodwork my entire life. I started going to school for jewelry design and jewelry making. I did 4 years of jewelry. I worked at a jewelry store. I did art fairs making jewelry. So I liked metalwork. I liked woodwork. I liked building. I liked designing. So this was kind of like a culmination. And I love antiques, as you've seen with my antique room here. So I thought the antique thing was a perfect thing to tie in. So we did Rusted Hammer Creations, which I still do today. I just did a job yesterday. I'll be doing another job Monday and probably another day next week too. I still do work here and there. It's kind of a side business now because the whole Bassquatch Hunter TV is completely taken over my life, which is amazing. I'm so grateful. But either way, so that took up my time. So that was my distraction for a while, is when I would get anxiety or I'd get depressed or if I would get really worked up about something, I would go I converted my garage into a gym, and then I converted it into a metal shop now. So now it's a metal and wood shop. And I'd go out to the garage and I'd start building stuff. And I started building furniture, light fixtures, welding, and just working with machinery. And it distracts you because it takes all of your focus. So all of these things that I found to distract myself always came back to me being extremely focused on something besides whatever was stressing me out. So I've been doing that business for 3 years. And 2 years ago, I had a bass boat. I was super stressed out about the bass boat, and it was breaking down all the time. I had to rebuild the motor all the time. So I decided to slow it down a little bit and get into kayak fishing. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to jump in head first. I want to take this really seriously because when I go into something, I have two choices. The way I work, the way I'm wired, I have to go in 150% and dedicate my life to this new thing and get really good at it as fast as I can and put 20-hour days in, like whatever I need to do to sacrifice. I need to make sure that I can do it very well, because if I'm not good at something that I start new, then I get really frustrated and it becomes like a negative thing in my life, I guess. So either way, so I started taking it seriously early last year, beginning of last season. I was like, you know what, I'm going to jump in head first. So what a whirlwind that's been. So let me take a sip of coffee before I finish this one. So last year, my life got turned upside down, and I made my rusted hammer business kind of a side thing starting last year. I quit my day job that I also had at the same time that I've been at for 10 years, and I jumped in headfirst to Bassquatch Hunter TV and fishing for a living, just literally doing whatever I can to make kayak fishing a career for me, because it's something that I found that was so different. And the reason why I brought all this up and this whole backstory about the anxiety and depression and all the hobbies I've done and everything like that, and trust me, I did not cover all of them. Those were just like the major ones. Like, there's still music has been in my life. I have a recording studio upstairs in my house. I play 9 instruments. I used to play shows all the time. That was my outlet too. So there's plenty of things that I'm leaving out here. But either way, the reason why I am going over all this stuff and bringing it back to kayak fishing is going to make sense right here. So last year it was one heck of a season. I mean, I think I did like 22 or 23 tournaments last year. I did another 20 something events that were non-fishing but fishing related. I traveled a lot last year, and I worked really, really hard to set myself up for this year so I could quit my day job this year. I could make my rusted hammer business a side business and not a full-time thing, and really, really focus on my career as a kayak fisherman. So that being said, this year in July, I quit my day job. I officially took a backseat to my rusted hammer business and went full force with Bassquatch Hunter TV, and it has been incredible. It has been adventurous. It's been crazy. It's been fun. It gets better every day, and I get to learn more and more about the sport, about the industry, about video production, filming, about how people work in this industry. I get to learn so much. I'm exposed to so much information every single day. And that's probably the best part, the most rewarding part about what I decided to do, is that I did something that I can never, ever, ever be good enough at. No matter how hard I work at it, I'll never be a good enough fisherman. I'll never be the best fisherman. No matter how hard I work at it, I'll never be the best videographer or production editor or anything. I'll never be the best at it. I'll never be good enough, because it always evolves. There's always something new, always something changing. There's always something or someone that can teach me something new. So I have been so addicted to this, and that's what hooked me. So either way, the reason why this is all being brought up is because my anxiety and depression issues have been full force this week, and some of my close friends have had to experience this and witness this behind the scenes kind of thing, and kind of just hear me rant about it. But fishing and kayak fishing, and specifically kayak fishing, but fishing in general, just being outdoors, has opened up so much with me, and it's helped me so much to cope with anxiety and cope with stress and cope with depression, and also realize how I can help other people. And that's the biggest thing I take away from the sport, is that when the sport helps me, I look at that as an opportunity to help other people, which is why early on, like early last year when I first got in the sport, I had an offer to be on the board for Heroes on the Water for the chapter in my area, and I took it immediately. Before I even really knew that much about it, I was like, oh, I'm helping veterans that have PTSD or other disabilities or other issues. I'm helping them get on the water and learn how to kayak fish. This is amazing. Like, how can anybody not want to do that? So I was like, yes, I want to do that. And it's been the most rewarding part of my entire life, probably, is being able to help people. So being able to take people out and let them experience the same thing that I get to experience, the peace and the beauty and the quietness of nature and kayak fishing alone is incredible. So like picture this. So if you're not a kayak fisherman, if you're watching this video, if you're not a kayak fisherman, please listen to this part. If you are a kayak fisherman, you will definitely be able to relate to this. So in kayak fishing, there can be one of two things happening when you're on the water. You could be catching a fish and it's like this crazy, like, organized chaos. When you hook a fish and all of a sudden you're like, crap, I gotta fight this fish, I gotta turn my kayak, I gotta watch for trees, I gotta get my net ready with my other hand, I need to find somewhere to set my rod, I gotta get my pliers, I have to get, like, all these things go through your head, and it's only like 30 seconds, but it's like 25 minutes go through your head, and after a while, somehow you get really good at it, and you just start moving. Like, it's weird how easy you become accessible to all your tools that you need, and when you're done, you're like, oh, I landed the fish. Like, it's such a big deal. Or you could be on the water, listening to the wind, the birds, the animals, the nature, laying back in your kayak seat, just letting the water move you, feeling the waves beneath you, and just kind of, not to be cheesy here, but kind of becoming one with nature. And those two things can happen within 5 minutes of each other. I will challenge any of you guys to tell me any other sport or activity that can give you that same, like, peak of adrenaline rush, like you're in a full combat sport, and then 30 seconds later give you, like, the peacefulness of no other sport out there. I mean, like, I do yoga, and yoga is not even close to as peaceful as kayak fishing, and it makes me laugh because, like, my wife's out at yoga right now, and this morning she goes, hey, you going to yoga with me? And I'm like, no, I'm not. And it made me realize that she goes to yoga because that's her peace. That's where she can relax. That's where she gets her, like, where she can release. For me, it's being on the water. I can just feel the waves beneath me in my kayak, and it's the most therapeutic thing you could ever do. And a kayak is way cheaper than therapy, so it's been amazing. So the reason why I'm telling you guys all this stuff is, one, because I'm not really a private person. I have no problem wearing my emotions on my chest and opening up to you guys so you guys can know a little bit more about me and also why I do what I do. And that's the biggest thing, is people ask me all the time, why did you quit your day job? Why did you leave your cushy salary? Why did you make the jump at 33 years old? Like, you're not 22 or anything like that. Like, you made the jump, you have a wife, you have a house, you have bills. You decided to stop everything you were doing and go headfirst into kayak fishing for a living. Like, what? But this is why, because there's a big thing. So I'll tie it into this. This is the easiest way to explain it. So a lot of you guys have seen this picture of my new tattoo. It's shiny because I have lotion on it right now because it's still fresh. This has been in the works. It's still in the works. But the reason why I got this tattoo, it's the first tattoo that I got below my shirt line. All my other tattoos are below my shirt because this is the most important tattoo I've ever had. If you can see it closer, it's all clocks, and the clock is broken open and there's gears coming out. There's numbers falling out off the clock. It looks kind of random, maybe messy or hectic to most people. On the side, it says, time is more powerful. So the reason why I have this tattoo, and there's going to be a lot more being added to it right here in like a week and a half, it's the same reason why I got this tattoo by the same guy right here, which is my fish and my camera, because it is something that means so much inside of me that I wanted to put on the outside of me. So this tattoo right here, the clocks with the time, all the numbers are very significant. The pocket watch itself is very significant to me. The time on the clock is very significant to me. Every little detail, there's something very significant to parts of my life. So there is a saying that I kind of live by. I've lived by for a long time. And the title of this is, I named it this. I don't know the real title of it, but I always call this quote, time is more powerful, because that is the ending line of the quote. So that's why it says time is more powerful right here. So the quote is, and it's a Buddhist belief, the quote is, when birds are alive, they live off insects. When a bird dies, the insects live off of the bird. So when the bird is alive, it eats insects to stay alive. When the bird dies, the insects eat the bird to stay alive. The other part of it is, it takes one tree to make 1,000,000 matchsticks, but you can burn down 1,000,000 trees with one matchstick. So it's kind of reversing the power, I guess you could say. So the moral of this quote is that no matter how powerful you think you are, or how good you have it, or anything, if you're privileged or not privileged, if you feel like you're up here at any moment in life, time and circumstance is way more powerful than you. And I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Bill Gates. I don't care if you're Donald Trump. I don't care who you are. Nothing is more powerful than time and circumstance. Because at one moment, you could be up here, you could be on the top, you could feel superior to everybody in the world, but the next day, circumstance can change through time, and you could be down here, and everybody else is up here, and you're going to wish that you treated everybody up here a whole lot better when they were down here. And that's kind of how I've always lived my life, is I treat the little guy like they're the big guy, and I treat the big guy with the most respect possible. And I've always been like this because I've learned the hard way when I was young that it's kind of like the rule in high school. Like, you pick on the nerdy kid in high school, then when you get older, he becomes your boss. Like, it's that whole theory where you never know when time's going to change and circumstances can change, and time is more powerful than everybody. And time just goes. You never get it back. The only thing you can keep along the way is memories. That's it. You don't keep any possessions. You don't keep any money. You don't keep anything. Money and possessions literally come and go. Like, they mean nothing. And all they are is exactly that, is possessions. And the memories you make along the way are what matter the most. And those are the things that actually stick with you. And if you look back, like, at your childhood or anything in the past, even yesterday, you will remember the memories, like the thoughts, like the things that you did, not the things that you bought or the things that you acquired. Those aren't things that you remember. Like, you don't remember, most people at least, aren't going to remember a specific toy they had. They don't remember buying it. They don't remember when they got it. They remember when they played with it. It might tie into a memory of, something they had with their siblings or their friends or their parents or something like that. But nobody remembers actually going to the store and buying the actual toy, because that's not the exciting part. The exciting part is the experiences you get with the toy. So in kayak fishing, it's not about how much money I spend or how much money I make or how many possessions that I get from kayak fishing. It's about the memories that I can make and the people I can impact, so I can create memories for other people. And that's what sticks with you. So when time keeps going and going and going, and we all get older and older and closer to death, because no matter who you are, that's what all we're doing is getting closer to death. Along that journey, the memories that I make and the impact I leave on other people is all that matters to me. And that's all I've been focusing on in the sport is, if I left tomorrow, what impact am I leaving for other people? Is it positive? Is it negative? Is there an impact at all? And that's all my focus is. I want to make sure that I can leave an impact. And I want to be able to influence other people to do the same. I want to be able to influence other people to join the sport for the same reasons and enjoy and experience the amazing things that I've been privileged to experience so far. I'm still growing. I'm still growing. I'm still learning. I'm still evolving. I'm still doing as much as I can to improve every single day. Not only in the sport, but in this life. So either way, I'm not trying to make this thing super deep here, and I'm sorry, this is not like a normal coffee with Bassquatch talking about fishing, but I was having kind of a weird morning again, and I was like, you know what? Why not talk about it? Why not let everybody know why I do what I do and the steps that got me here? And if it wasn't for all the things that I've experienced and the things that have in my life that caused me the depression and anxiety and all the other crazy things I've gone through in my life, if it wasn't for those things, I would not be who I am today, and I would not be where I am today. So I don't regret anything in my life. I don't regret the bad relationships. I don't regret the bad decisions. I don't regret the bad jobs. I regret nothing. I really regret nothing, because every step, negative or positive, led me to where I am. So if you guys think of a staircase, staircases don't go like this. They don't. They go like this. So to go up, you have to go on a level first. You have to go straight. So you don't always climb is all I'm saying. Sometimes you stay where you are and you move forward so you can find the next step up. So either way, hopefully some of this might have helped you guys. Maybe it didn't. Maybe it related to some of you, one of you. If this whole video impacts one person to do good and be good and impact somebody's life in a positive way, then I did my job then. Yes, Bill, thank you. Lateral. Jeez. This is what happens when I just ramble like this and rant and I don't plan what I'm talking about, is I can't think of simple words like a lateral movement. It's ridiculous. I was thinking like parallel, and I was thinking everything I could think of was wrong, and lateral was the right move. So sometimes you have to move laterally before you can move vertically, is all I was trying to say. And people got to realize that. So, you know, a lot of times... So here's the thing too. So I taught sales classes for a long time. I've been in sales my entire life. So I love talking to people. I love psychology and sociology, and I'm amazed by people. So I love talking to people. Like I can walk into a room of 1,000 strangers and I'll walk out with 1,000 friends, or maybe 999 friends, because there's always that one guy. I love that ability, and it comes from so many things. But what I used to teach in sales classes all the time was, it's called LOA, your law of averages. Is that if you're doing door-to-door sales, if you're doing telemarketing, if you're doing like really high volume business sales, if you're doing $10 million a year in sales and they're in person, like super high profile meetings, it doesn't matter. This rule applies to anything in life. And that's the law of averages rule, or I always called it the LOA. And what that is it's the more you do, the more you get. And that's all it means. It's so simple. So if I have one, this is going to be a dumb analogy, but so if I go out fishing, we'll just do it this way because, of course, I think fishing, but if you go out fishing and you throw 5 casts and then come in, the chance of you catching a fish are pretty slim. I mean, 5 casts and that's it. I mean, I've had days like that. Everybody has, but most of the time, you're not going to get anything with that. But if you cast 500 times, your likelihood to get amazing fish is obviously through the roof. I mean, there's almost a guarantee 500 casts, you're going to catch a fish. So the whole point of that is the more you try, the more you keep on going, you're going to get rejection. You're going to get rejection. You're going to get deterred away from your goals. You're going to get pushed away, shoved away. You're going to get beaten down. But the more times you keep on trying, the more chances and the more probability you're going to have of succeeding. So good things don't happen if you try it once. And good things don't happen if you try it once and you fail and you say, I can't do it. Good things only happen when you try it once, you fail, and you go, all right, I got knocked down. Now I'm going to get back up, and I'm going to find out how to get knocked down again, or how to not get knocked down again, sorry. And that's how I learned how to fight when I was a kid, is I'm 5'5". I'm not a big guy. All of you guys who have met me in person, almost the first thing I hear from people is like, wow, I didn't realize how short you were. And it's like, yeah, I'm 5'5". I'm not a big dude. But I mean, I've worked security. I've worked at private clubs. I've worked at nightclubs, and I was always a really good security guy because 1, I could defend myself really well. 2, I'm a very unexpected security guy because I'm small. So people didn't expect me to be security, so I could catch a lot of things happening before they happened even. And 3rd, I'm a really good talker, so I could talk my way out of problems without having to get physical. So that whole I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. Hold on. That whole part of my life started because I was picked on. When I was a kid, I got picked on, I got beat up, I got in fights all the time. And my biggest thing was I wanted to learn how to not get beat up. I don't want to cry to my parents and complain and try to get this guy to stop picking on me. I decided that if I want this guy to stop picking on me, I got to make him not want to pick on me. So I learned how to fight. And it was amazing when that happened, is when I actually started working out and started bodybuilding. When I started bodybuilding, which is ridiculous for a guy my size, but I started bodybuilding. I ran a health club for a long time, and it was a terrible part of my life, to be honest with you, but I learned how to fight, and then I became addicted to it, and that's what got me into mixed martial arts, because I was like, wait a minute, people stopped picking on me when I learned how to defend myself. This is so much more fun. Like, it's so much better to be on this side of the spectrum instead of the other side. But I didn't learn how to fight because I always won. I learned how to fight because I always lost. I always got beat up. And when you fail, you learn how to succeed. When you succeed and you never fail, you don't learn how to fail. And you need to learn how to fail. You need to fall on your face. So that's why I said I don't regret all the bad things that have happened in my life, or all the negative things that I've been through, because they made me who I am. And I got to be honest with you, I have no idea why I have depression, because I had a great childhood. My parents didn't have anything when I was a kid. We were very poor, but my dad always made sure I had hockey gear, and I could always play hockey, and I always had toys. I had food, I had shelter, I had the necessity things that millions of people don't have. And I don't know why I got depressed as a kid, because how can you be depressed when you have a family? You have a mom and dad that live together, that love each other, that loved me, loved my sister. Like I had a good childhood, I guess. I mean, I can't really complain. We got older, and you know, my parents started making more money. We moved to a lake. I got to grow up on the water. Like, I can't complain. I really can't. But for some reason, something triggered in my brain when I was younger, and I just became different and had a bunch of depression and stuff like that. So all these things of getting knocked down is the best thing that's ever happened to me. Every failure I've had, and every loss that I've had, and everything I've lost, I've gained so much more. And I've lost every possession I've had more than once. I've had some business ventures go south and just literally lose everything I have, and I've had to rebuild all of it. And it makes you really appreciate every little thing, but it also makes you realize that you can fall and it's okay. And it's actually a good thing. If you fall, if you fail, and you get back up and you learn from that mistake, there's nothing better you could ever do with your life. And no matter what it is, no matter what part of life you're in or what you're applying it to. And that's kind of what got me here is, you know, I did mixed martial arts, and I thought I was going to do it forever. I'm like, this is my living. This is what I'm going to do. I fight for a living. I train people, and this is it. And then when I bought the bar, I'm like, this is it. I bought a bar. I literally devoted my life to this place, and I'm going to be a restaurant owner for the rest of my life. And then when I sold the bar and moved on from that, then it's just been, you know, it's just one of those things where when you fail, when you lose something, even if you did well, like if I've had successful businesses and I've had unsuccessful businesses. The unsuccessful businesses taught me how to make the other ones successful. So it wasn't like one was bad, one was good, one was bad, one was good. It was more like one was bad, one was bad, one was better, and then successful, because I learned from my mistakes. So I just encourage you guys to all do the same thing. That's it. I don't want to ramble on this whole entire video about all this personal stuff and lecturing and all this stuff. It just sounds crazy, but like I said, I was in one of those moods this morning, and I knew I was going to do the Bassquatch, Coffee with Bassquatch this morning. So when I woke up this morning, I was like, you know what? This is going to be a weird video, man. This is going to be different because I'm going to get some things off my chest, because this is my outlet, and for you guys to be able to see this side of me, if you guys don't like it, there's an easy way to unsubscribe to this channel. If you do like it, you do appreciate it, then, you know, I thank you guys so much, because this is as real as I could possibly get, especially on my YouTube channel. I'm not hiding this. I'm not doing this on Facebook or Instagram. This is on my YouTube channel, which is my business, my living. So taking a little bit of a risk by being this real, I guess, on my YouTube channel. But, you know, it's me. And I'm always going to be me, no matter what. And all my sponsors know that. All my brands know that. All of my friends know that. They know that I'm always going to be me. I'm never going to change for anybody else. I'm never going to, you know, sugarcoat things just to sound different for somebody. I'm always going to be who I am and be true to what got me here. And that's, you know, first and foremost, I always think about my wife, my dog, my family, my friends, like the people that I impact. Secondly, I think of myself. And for me, that is who I am. So every move I make, every step I make, I calculate the ripple effect and how it's going to affect people and the ones that I love and the ones that are around me. And then I think about, oh, and it might affect me too. So if this video affects me personally, I could care less. But hopefully it affects everybody around me in a positive way and might help somebody. If it like I said, helps one person through their day today, maybe opens their eyes to some other opportunities, then it's worth it. So, sip of coffee, and then we're going to change gears here. So, the reason why I use this mug today, too, is that we live in the era of smartphones and stupid people, is because people are freaking stupid lately, and I'm so sick of hearing the news every single day of another stupid person who gets offended by something stupid. Like, someone's going to get offended by this video. I guarantee you I will have at least one person message me. At least one. I know I'm going to have more than one. I'll have at least one person message me during this video or after this video and tell me, oh, that was a bad video and you shouldn't talk about that stuff and that was boring and you did something negative, because everybody complains about everything lately. And, you know, I grew up in the era where if I had a problem with somebody, I didn't say anything unless I was ready to confront them. Because when you said something, when I was growing up, if you said something bad about someone, everyone knew where you lived, because there was a thing called a phone book where I could look up Mike McKinstry and see my address and phone number and know where I lived. I mean, you couldn't hide from people. So if you had to answer for everything you did, there was repercussions and consequences to every single action, every word that came out of your mouth. And you couldn't hide behind a keyboard. You couldn't hide behind Facebook. You couldn't hide behind excuses or racism or anything stupid that people hide behind nowadays, where they try to get away with something. And, well, I did this, but you can't do anything about it because it was on Facebook, or it's because I'm this person or something. Trying to stay away from religion and race and all that stuff on here, but I can't stand people anymore, and it's just ridiculous. Like, I don't know where, you know, Jack Johnson said this 15 years ago, or however long ago it was, but one of his best songs is called Where Did All the Good People Go? And that's how I feel a lot of times, is most of my audience, you guys are amazing. I have some of the best people around me, some of the best friends, the best fans, the best acquaintances, the best, like, I have such a good community, and 99.9% of every person I meet has been a great person. That 1% though has just been getting to me lately, complaining about every single thing. Like, someone's gonna complain about this mug. I guarantee you that's another message I'll get is, well, you can't call people stupid on YouTube. So anyway, let's talk about fishing. So these talks, the Coffee with Bassquatch, these are like my podcast. I say this a lot, but I just want to remind you guys that this is literally my outlet. So all throughout the week, I get excited to do these, and I never ever once think about what I'm going to talk about ahead of time. I wait till the morning that I decide to do these. That's why I never announce what day I'm going to do the Coffee with Bassquatch, because I never know what day I'm going to do them. I like it that way. I just literally wake up in the morning, and then if I have time to do an hour, hour and a half video, then that's priority one. I'm like, cool, I have time today. I can do it today. And two, if I wake up in a certain mood, I'm like, I want to talk about something. This is my outlet. So, like I said, if you guys don't like this video, if you don't like what I talk about, if you don't like any of these videos that I do and produce and write, edit, anything at all, you're more than welcome to unsubscribe and not watch the video. And, you know, best wishes to you, and no hard feelings at all. But if you do like it, then, you know, please subscribe and share videos and stuff, obviously, and contribute, so support, so I can support. But Bill said, hitting Class River Sunday if you need some decompression, bro. Bill, thank you so much, dude. So I set up a big fishing thing on Saturday, tomorrow, because I've had this kind of week. So my water therapy is going to be, Cass, okay. My water therapy is going to be tomorrow. Tomorrow I have a really good group of guys, a bunch of people. Bill, you are more than welcome. You're a great dude. I love fishing with you. We're fishing Long Lake by my house. That lake's been on fire lately. That's literally been my sanctuary lately, is that lake, because I wrote that lake off last year because on the bass boat, or 2 years ago, sorry. 2 years ago on the bass boat, I did terrible out there for like a whole year. So me and my wife are both like, you know what? It's right by our house. There's 25 other lakes by my house, so let's avoid that lake. So I didn't go on that lake all year last year. I avoided that lake like the plague. This year, we decided to go out there last minute, like 2 months ago, and it was on fire. And I was like, I was wrong. Whoops. Also, I was in a kayak this time, which is, as you all know, is way better for fishing than a boat, and it's quieter and it's easier, and you always catch more fish in a kayak. So, either way, Long Lake has been my sanctuary. So, because it's guaranteed a lot of fish, no matter what. You can't skunk on that lake. So I'll be on Long Lake by my house tomorrow. There's like, I think 5 or 6 of us or 7 of us or something coming out. I'm not sure. But Bill, you're more than welcome, dude. If you want to come out, I apologize to you and anybody else that I did not invite. I've been scrambled all week, and That's it. I've literally been living at my computer screen. So that's why you guys saw the new, oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. You guys saw the new Ohio video I posted last night. I've been working on that this whole entire week. I've been editing the film and editing that footage from that and going through all the footage from that, and getting everything ready for that. So that was most of my week, was editing that. Also, yesterday on Facebook, I posted a bunch of reclaimed wood jobs that I was doing. That was 11 hours alone yesterday. So I've been doing that this whole week. And then there's another video I did. And I'm drawing a huge blank right now. Oh yeah, the tattoo shop video. Duh. So the tattoo shop that did this tattoo and this tattoo, my fish with a fish. Look at this thing, by the way. My fish with the camera. So the guy that did these two tattoos, I did a promotional commercial for their tattoo shop. And this guy, he's also a kayak fisherman too, which is awesome. He's such a cool dude. His name's Larry Farley. But make sure you look at my channel and watch the tattoo shop video. It's under the category Bassquatch Productions because it's not a fishing video, so it's not in my normal playlist. But check that video out. It's something different, something new, and I'm glad I could help those guys out. And if you guys are in Michigan and you're looking for tattoos, go to Larry Farley. That guy is amazing. His realism work is, I mean, you can see the tattoo. He's incredible. So that's what I've been doing this whole week, so I haven't had time to actually fish. So I think that's what kind of set off my anxiety and stuff this week, is that usually I go fishing at least 3 to 5 times a week minimum. I mean, at least I'm on the water once a day if I can. Whether it's filming or fishing, I'm on the water at least. So I haven't been on the water, I don't think, this whole week. Nope. I haven't been on the water this whole week. That's why. That explains it. So either way, so Saturday I'm going to be on Long Lake and I'm going to get some therapy in, and I'm super excited. And it's going to reset all my gears and get everything ready for the fun of next week, because next week's going to be fun. I got 2 videos I'm filming next week. I'm filming on a boat next week, which is the first time I've done that. Cedar, buddy. Come here, bud. So my dog, Cedar, for those of you who haven't seen my dog, he's like my son, and he's awesome. Come here, buddy. Good boy. Come on. Come on. Say hi, Cedar. Alright, so let's talk some fishing stuff. Now that I got my head cleared a little bit, let's talk some fishing. I guess we can, I mean, we don't need to move. I guess I can leave the camera here. I don't care if it's... I was going to set it back up so it's like the normal backdrop, but... Andy said, watch your yak rigging video. How do you attach the pole to your track? So, there is a little trick to that. So, in my on my YouTube channel, I have a video called How I Rig My Kayak. And it shows you it's a really quick overview, but it shows you all the gear I use in my kayak. And my anchor trolley system is set up with a Yak Gear anchor trolley, which I think I actually... Oh, it's in my fishing room. I do have an extra one here I was going to show you, but I have the Yak Gear anchor trolley. I have the Anchor Wizard, the low-profile Anchor Wizard, which is brand new. It just came out like 2 days ago. I've been using it and testing it for a while, and it's awesome. It is so nice. And I have that running through a stainless steel pulley, stainless steel and brass pulley. And the reason why I do that is because, here, let me try to hand, you know what? I have a pen, and I have paper, so I'll make this easy. So, part of my crude drawing here. Here's a kayak. Here is my Anchor Wizard. Here is my track on the front of my kayak. So I have my Anchor Wizard on my track. It's mounted on my track. Then right here I have a stainless steel pulley, with a brass wheel. So it's non-corrosive and it's water resistant, waterproof technically. I have the anchor trolley line running from the anchor trolley, or from the Anchor Wizard. I have a line running to the pulley, and then it runs down to my trolley. So this way, if my anchor is behind me, then the rope's not pulling out of the Anchor Wizard like this. if that makes sense. There's a little opening in front of the anchor wizard where the line comes out. So if you have the line wrapped around your anchor wizard, it's really hard to reel it back in, and it also will cause wear and tear on your anchor wizard. So I have a pulley in the system right here to interrupt the force and the tension. So all the tension and force is on this pulley. So if it pulls from back here, it's still on the pulley. If it pulls from up here, it's still on the pulley. And it puts all the tension right here, and it doesn't matter what direction it pulls from. So that's why I use a pulley in my anchor system. So I use a pulley and I have it track mounted, and I use a track adapter with a stainless steel hex head with a square hex nut on the bottom. So the feel-free tracks, most tracks, you can use a square, like a, I think it's a 1020. So I'm pretty sure it's a quarter 20 thread head. So it's a 1/4 inch with a 20 thread, which is a coarse thread. Stainless steel hex head with the 1/4 20 square nut on the bottom. So the square nut locks into your track. It like fits in your track, literally. It's you have to put it in on an angle and it locks in, and then you screw it in and it pulls it up, and it makes sense. So that's how I have the pulley mounted. I just have the bolt going through the eyelet and the pulley, and I have the square nut on there and just tighten it up, and it pulls it into the track, and it's hold all the tension I need. I mean, it's been great. It's never came off, and I use it a lot. I don't use a shallow anchor anymore because my anchor system is so easy to deploy that I don't need to use a shallow anchor. So I hope that answers your question. Let me turn this light down. This light's in my face. So that's how I do that. If you have any other questions on that, shoot me a message, Andy, and shoot me a message on my Facebook, which is, if you just type in Bassquatch on Facebook, go to the Bassquatch page, shoot me a message, and I'll take pictures and send you pictures if you want. It'll make it a lot easier for you. So, during this video, again, I'm so sorry that this has been, if you came here to listen about fishing stuff, the first 40 minutes is not fishing related. I mean, it is, because I was telling you how fishing is my therapy and stuff like that, but we're going to end this video on fishing stuff. So if you guys have any questions during this video, whether it's live or it's after it's live, if you have any questions at all about fishing, kayak rigging, gear, how to catch fish, how to release fish, how to spell fish, anything at all, just comment and I'll answer it. If you comment after the video's live, I'll still answer it. I'll go back and answer it whenever I can. So yesterday I did a live Facebook video of unboxing my new Z-Man order with all these goodies. So make sure you guys go to my Facebook, which is Mike McKinstry, just my name, super simple, and watch that live video from yesterday and check out all the new Z-Man stuff that I got in. That's all I'm using tomorrow. I'm literally rigging up. I did most of it last night, but I'm rigging up 6 poles with 6 different Z-Man baits. And I'm not doing that for a video. I'm not filming tomorrow. I'm doing it specifically because there is 6 Z-Man baits that I want to use tomorrow, and I don't want to cut my line and switch poles and everything. So I'm using my chatterbait, my diesel chatterbait. That's 2 poles. My chatterbait on 1 pole, my diesel. Sorry, I had a phone call. I'm back. So I'm chatterbait on 1 pole, diesel chatterbait on 1 pole, net rig with 4-inch finesse worm on 1 pole, and the hog Z or the hogs on another pole. What I'm trying to there's a new, and it is right here. So here's my box of Z-Man stuff from yesterday. So there's a new swim bait that I haven't thrown yet, and I gotta remember the name of it because it's new to me. I think it's called like a razor. Hold on, I'll find it. Right here, the razor shad. So I'm gonna have another pole rigged up. These are triple jointed swim baits out of Elastec, so they stretch. These things are awesome. So I'm gonna have my 5th pole, which is normally my crankbait pole. I'm going to have rigged up with this on a 1/8 ounce swim bait head from Z-Man. So I'm gonna have all 5 poles rigged up with Z-Man, and I will have a 6th pole with me with an actual square bill crankbait because square bill crankbaits are on fire right now, and they kill it right now. So I'm going to be throwing a square bill as well, but 6 poles don't fit in the kayak that easily. So 5 poles of Z-Man, 1 pole of my Burn Custom Baits Bassquatch Hunter Pattern square bill crankbait. So, what else can we talk about really quick? Like I said, if you have anything you want to talk about, any topics, please post them on here. It doesn't even have to be fishing related. Just post it on here and we'll talk. That's what this thing is for. I'm going to turn this light down again. It feels like this light's getting brighter. I think it's because the sun is getting brighter in my window that I left open over here. So I think that's causing, or maybe it's the other light. I have like 3 lights going right here. So either way. So what's new for Bassquatch Hunter TV? So next week I am hopefully going to be, I'm still going to set up the rest of the times and everything with the people I'm working with, but I might be doing next week I might be doing it, or the week after, a video on a boat for some products on a boat, which is kind of cool, something new, something different. I'm also going to be planning a crazy trip. I've been working on this trip for 3 months, and November 19th I'm going out of town for a while. I'm going to Georgia, I'm going to 2 spots in Tennessee, I'm going to Kentucky to film, and it's going to be so much fun. I have that coming up. Trying to set up a trip to Texas, and I can't talk about that too much right now, so I apologize for being very vague about it, but I'm working on the details of a Texas trip, and I've never been to Texas. So from what I've heard, I need to be in Texas fishing because big fish don't exist here. The real Bassquatches are in Texas. So pretty geeked up about that. And then obviously in March, I'll be down in Tennessee filming for the Kayak Bass Fishing National Championship, which the winner is going to win $100,000. Like, $100,000 in a kayak fishing tournament. Like, ugh, like it kills me because I qualified to compete in the championship, but I also got hired to film the championship. So since, like I said, I like sharing with you guys, and I like providing content for you guys, and I like trying to help everybody out here with kayak fishing. So obviously filming it and bringing it to you guys is something that I rather do than competing and trying to win money for myself. So as much as I want to win $100,000, there's some pretty damn good fishermen that are going to be there, like 1,000. So I don't think that I would win $100,000 if I went. You never know what happens. I mean, it takes 1 cast. That's it. But I'm excited to film it and bring it to you guys. Wacky Fisherman said I need a day of fishing. Dude, Clark, you're more than, I know you're busy Saturday, but you're more than welcome to come out. Bill said it's a nice purse. I don't fish enough to qualify. So I qualified in April. I've done like 4 tournaments this year, and I hate admitting this because last year I did 22 tournaments, and I did really well last year, and it was so much fun. But this year I haven't had the time to pre-fish and actually study the lake, so I've only done 4 tournaments this year. I placed, geez, I'm drawing a blank now. I think I placed 3rd place in one of them. I think 3rd place in one, 4th place in one. Yeah, 4th place in the one trail event, 3rd place in the other trail event, and 1st place in the month-long challenge. I don't remember now. Either way, I've had good finishes. I've had top 4 finishes in every tournament I've done this year. So it's not bad, but I've only done 4. I haven't had time to pre-fish effectively, and if you can't pre-fish a lake and actually like be mentally ready to fish a lake, there's no point of going to compete and fish in a tournament, because you know darn well all you're going to do is get frustrated and do nothing. So I'd rather put more work into bringing content to you guys and work on making a living doing this crazy job. So haven't done a lot of events this year. So next year I'll be doing more events because I'll be traveling more. I'm going to do more events out of state. I've had to buy like 5 or 6 fishing licenses this year for different states. I have a year long in Tennessee because I go there a lot. But I've had to buy Tennessee, Florida, Ohio. Oh my God, I'm drawing such a blank. Wisconsin. Where else did I buy a fishing license this year? Ohio, Wisconsin, Tennessee, Florida, Georgia. I bought a Georgia fishing license, even though I have not fished in Georgia. But I thought I was going to fish in Georgia, so I bought a fishing license. So, anything else you guys want to talk about, post it below on here, and we will have a chat, because I have like 2 sips of coffee left, which means the chat is almost over, because I talk until I'm done with coffee. But, oh, what else? There's something else I want to talk to you guys about. Oh, the raffle. So, we are doing on the last episode of this, volume 6, or 5, we did a raffle talk. I do my coffee with sugar. That's it. I don't do cream. I actually usually drink it black, but I've been putting sugar in it lately because I don't know. I have no idea why I started putting sugar in my coffee. There's no explanation for that, but I put like one sugar cube, and this is a double. If you didn't notice how big this mug was, this is a double mug, so it's 2 cups of coffee in this mug. So for 2 cups of coffee, I have 1 sugar cube. So it's not a lot of sugar, I guess. But I drink, my Keurig is on all day, and I probably have 3 cups of coffee, or 3 of these a day, maybe, if not just 1 in the morning. But I drink the Green Mountain Organic coffee, and it's amazing. So we announced a raffle on the last episode, last week, where we're giving away some hats, some shirts, some decals, some baits, bunch of cool stuff. And to enter the raffle, you have to be a subscriber on the YouTube channel. You have to go to the Bassquatch Facebook page and give it a thumbs up, and then comment on, not this video, but comment on the last episode of Coffee with Bassquatch, and comment done in the comment section. And that's how you enter. So usually we do the raffle drawing the following week, but I haven't really talked about it that much. I've been, like I said, I've been so distracted. I'm not going to go into the whole thing all over again, but this week I haven't really posted about it, so I'm going to wait till next week to do the drawing. So you guys still have 1 more week to go on and enter the raffle on the last Coffee with Bassquatch video. So if that's confusing for some reason, because I know that sounds crazy, then shoot me a message and I'll explain to you how to enter the raffle. And if you enter the raffle the wrong way and I see it, I will send you a message to correct you on it either way. But we need more people to enter the raffle, because right now we don't have that many people entering it, and I need a bigger audience in order to give things away for free. So make sure you enter the raffle if you haven't. Tell your buddies to enter the raffle. There's a lot of free stuff to give away, and I'm going to be doing more of these coming up soon. The end of the season is coming up, which is awesome for you guys, because I have a lot of gear that I'm going to be giving away. A lot of people sell all their gear at the end of the year, which I do too. I sell a lot of my stuff at the end of the year. I'm selling 2 of my kayaks, my main kayak and my demo, my spare kayak I'm selling. But I'm so lucky and blessed and fortunate to be able to receive some really cool products for some amazing brands throughout the whole year. So next year I will be getting more products and newer products. So this year, if I got them for free, then I'm going to give them to you for free. That's just how I am. So any free products I got this year, which I have quite a collection of free products that I've gotten this year. By the end of the season this year, which is coming up next month, I'm going to start doing raffles and giveaways to give away for free. Like I'm going to pay for shipping and everything, and give away some free stuff. There's going to be a lot of baits, a lot of gear, stuff like that, a lot of like hats and apparel and stuff like that from this year. And also, and yes, you heard this right, I'm going to be giving away at least 1 very high-end unused fishing rod from my fishing rod sponsor. So before the end of the year, you will be seeing a giveaway for a very high-end fishing rod, which will be free, like completely free. The raffle will be free. No one is going to have to pay to enter or pay for shipping. I'm going to pay for shipping. I'm going to package it. I'll pay for packaging. I will ship it to your house, and you will receive the rod for free. No strings attached. So a lot of cool giveaways coming up, but make sure you guys enter this one, because I want to give away some cool stuff this for next week. So we're getting around the 1 hour mark, which is usually when I want to cut it off, because honestly, who's going to sit here for an hour and watch this whole entire video? Hopefully some of you. But watch out for this weekend, because I'm going to be posting a lot of pictures from fishing on Saturday, from tomorrow. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of us out there, so it's going to be there should be a lot of fish. I'm going to get a lot of pictures. Well, thank you, Wacky Fisherman. I appreciate you hanging out and watching. So even though you're a friend of mine, you probably still didn't know a lot of the things that I talked about earlier in this video, because as public as I am and I talk about everything and anything, I don't have a filter. Between my heart and my mouth, there's nothing in the way there, so it just comes out. And I don't hear it until I hear it. Like, we hear it at the same time kind of thing. I don't think about it first. So as much as I do that, a lot of my past and stuff like that, I kind of leave out of this stuff normally. But today was one of those days. So I'm going to move his back so I can get out of the direct light. Anyway, if you guys have any questions, please post them below. Any topics, even if it's for the next episode of Coffee with Bassquatch, which I promise will be a lot more exciting and a lot more fun because we're doing raffles and giveaways. Coffee's gone. So, make sure you guys watch some other videos on this channel. Thank you guys for sticking with me through this talk. And hopefully, like I said, hopefully I could relate to some of you guys and help out some of you guys too that were looking for an outlet to get rid of some stress and anxiety and get out on the water. So, watch some videos. Go through the channel. Look at the new Ohio video I posted yesterday. It's a pretty cool video. I'm really proud of it. I had a great time. I was out there with my wife, my good buddy Chris, my good buddy Sean that lives in Ohio brought us down there. It was a whole lot of fun. So watch some other videos on the channel. Go through there. If you find one that you really like or that really connects to you, comment on that video and let me know what you think about it. Let me know how it helped you or how it related to you. There's plenty of different kinds of videos that I've made at this point. So hopefully one of them can relate to you personally. If it does, please, like I said, comment on it. Let me know what you guys think. The feedback I get from you guys on my channel is what motivates me. When you guys share my videos, when you guys comment on my videos and tell me how much you liked it or didn't like it or anything, any kind of feedback from you guys, it always means a lot to me. And it motivates me to keep on going. If I know I'm doing something good and I'm impacting some people in a positive way, then obviously I'm going to continue to do it as much as I can and improve on it to make it better the next time. So look through the YouTube channel, go through some videos, look at some new product videos I've done, look at some experience videos of traveling, some vlogs. If you want to see how me and my wife interact, the Ohio vlog is really funny with me, my buddy Chris, and my wife. The vlog to New York with my wife was a lot of fun. That one, that was a good time. We had a 10.5-hour drive, I think it was, to New York, and that car ride was very eventful. So if you want to get an insight in our lives, watch the vlogs. There's 2 of them on there now. There's going to be a 3rd one soon. And that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for your support. Thank you guys for hanging out. And thank you guys for contributing to my therapy, because as much as I like to think I help you guys, all of you guys that support me and are interacting in my career, all of you guys help me way more than I could ever help you. So thank you to all you guys for your support. Thank you to all you guys for doing what you're doing so I can do what I do. And that's it. So I'll see you guys on the water soon, and I'll be out there this weekend. Have an awesome day, guys. Have a great Friday. Happy weekend. And next week is a new week. Talk to you soon.